and welcome to DIY Gifts to Save Your Budget. For today's project, I'll show you how to make a mouse ears holiday wreath for less than $15. I saw this in the store, and it was a whopping $75 for this wreath. This makes a great gift for those Mickey lovers, or even an inexpensive way to make and sell for minimal cost. The great thing about this wreath is you can make it with different holiday colors, themes, or items to be used throughout the entire year. I went to my local dollar store, which is where I purchased almost all my supplies. For this particular project, you will need one 14-inch wreath, a 2-pack of 8-inch wreaths, 2 to 3 strands of sparkly garland. You'll need 4 packs of the larger round ornaments, but you need each pack in a different color. So I have gold, red, green, and silver. The next thing you'll need is 4 packs of the medium-sized round ornaments, also in the same color scheme. So again, I have mine in red, green, gold, and silver. And then last, you need the little smaller round ornaments in the same color scheme if you can find them. So typically you need about 11 to 12 packages of ornaments. For the smaller ornaments, I was only able to find 3, so hopefully that will be enough. You will also need a bag of zip ties, and I have the smaller ones. If you notice, these are 4-inch zip ties. You don't need the super large ones, plus those are very expensive. Now, every crafter needs a really good glue gun. I don't suggest buying your glue guns at the dollar store. They don't tend to last very long, plus they never seem to heat the glue right. So I invested in a pretty decent glue gun. It's also really nice to make sure that when you do purchase a glue gun that it has a little kickstand. Otherwise, it's going to flop over and you're going to end up getting glue all over your table or your desk. Get the proper size glue sticks for your glue gun. I also don't typically use the mini glue guns because I go through the glue way too fast. So I typically use the medium to large size glue sticks. And that's what you'll need to get started for this project.
To begin, take all the ornaments out of their containers. You need to secure all the metal tops to the actual ornaments. To do so, simply apply hot glue where the metal top touches the ornament. Be careful! The glue is hot and you could burn yourself. You will need to do this for every ornament you use for the wreath. Once you've glued every ornament, allow them to rest about 15 minutes to allow time for the hot glue to cool and cure.
Okay, so in crafting, everyone knows there's always boo-boos. And thankfully, I made this boo-boo early on, so I'm sharing it with you all so that you don't make the same mistake that I did. So when I was gluing the tops to the bottoms of the ornaments, I did not pay attention to where I was putting my ornaments down. And I was putting them on a piece of paper, thinking I could hopefully contain the glitter. And alas, when I went to take the ornaments off the paper, boo-boo. So not a big deal. We can take the paper off. We can peel it off. The other thing is that if it won't come off, the great thing is that we can use this side of the ornament face down when we put it on the wreath. So then that way the paper won't show anyway. So it's fixable, not a big deal, and thankfully I made the mistake early. So one other thing I wanted to make sure that you know is when you have finished gluing all of your ornaments, the tops to the bottom, and provided you haven't made mistakes like I did, the last thing that you want to do before the glue is completely hardened where it's still just a little bit warm but not hot where you don't burn yourself, is look at your ornament. You're going to want to make sure that there's not any little strings like that. So you're going to go through all of your ornaments and just pull off the little strings. This will help you later on when it comes time for you to attach them to the wreath, and then you don't have to deal with all those little miscellaneous glue hairs all over the place.
For step 2, you need to secure the wire wreath forms together. Take one of the 8-inch wreath forms and zip tie it to the larger 14-inch wire wreath. Do the same for the other 8-inch wire form. Once both are attached, move them around so they are equally proportioned and have the shape of mouse ears. You may add additional zip ties to keep them in place for extra strength and security. For step 3, you will wrap your sparkly garland around all the wreath forms. As you can tell, I could not find a plain sparkly garland, so I have to remove the little decorative plastic shapes. But if you find a garland that is decorated with something you like, feel free to use that and save yourself some time. After you've finished wrapping the garland around the wreath forms, you can either tie it off in a knot or twist or zip tie it to the wreath form. You do not need to worry about fluffing the garland to make it seem full. You can do this later after we've completed the rest of the steps. The next step is to secure the largest ornaments around all 3 wreath forms. To properly secure them to the wreath, it is best to use zip ties for the bigger ornaments. Place the zip tie through the loop at the top of the ornament, flip over the wreath, and close the zip tie. Do not worry about the length of the zip tie at this time. Continue placing the large ornaments around the wreath, being careful of color placement. Try not to have the same color close to each other. Also, vary the position of where they are placed. If you have one at the outer part of the wreath, try to place the next one in the middle or inner area of the wreath form. Move on to the medium-sized ornaments. Place them around the wreath in the same way you did the bigger ornaments. Depending on the weight and size of these, you can either zip tie them or glue them to the wreath. Next, begin placing the smallest ornaments in whatever spots remain throughout the wreath. Remember, it does not have to be completely filled with ornaments, as you want some of your sparkly garland to show through. Now that you've attached all your ornaments and garland, take a step back and look over your wreath. Do you like it? Does it need more ornaments? Are all the colors and placement of the ornaments complementary to each other? Now is the time to add more, take some away, or even move them around. If some of your ornaments are flopping about, you can take your hot glue gun and secure them in place. Once you're happy with the look of everything, go around the wreath and trim the zip ties. Be careful not to trim them too close. Finally, fluff the garland to fill up any empty spots.
Congratulations! You've just made a gorgeous mouse ears holiday wreath. We hope you enjoyed this DIY video, and if you did, please give it a like. We'd love to see how your wreaths turned out. Snap a picture and email it to us at daclib@gwinnettepl.org with the subject line as #DIYGCPL. Be sure to catch our next DIY video on how to make a picture frame photo luminary on November 16th.
Gwinnett County Public Library has many books and ebooks on crafting. Whether you're interested in making fun and beautiful crafts for you, your friends and family, or even starting your own crafty business, we have books to help you out.